Welcome to yet another interesting episode of The Startup. In this episode, I meet Liz Simiyu of Slim Therapy Kenya Limited. She started her business by trying to solve a challenge that she was experiencing. After the break, her inspiring story. Don't go away. Welcome back. I'm now joined by Liz Simiyu of Slim Therapy. Karibu sana, Liz.
Thank you, Macharia. How are you?
I'm blessed and really favored. How are you?
I'm very well, thank
When
you.
did the journey start, first of all?
Slim Therapy started from my own need to lose weight. When I first got my first child, I gained, as people gain when they get pregnant, I gained some weight. And for me, losing it was a challenge. I tried a lot of this and that. I tried dieting. I even bought a treadmill at some point, and it wasn't really working well for me. So when I came across electrotherapy, I tried it, and I was very happy when it actually worked, because my problem area was my tummy, and using the machine, within 2 months, my tummy was where I wanted it to be, and I had lost 2 dress sizes, so I was very excited.
So that basically means that the business that you are in is about weight loss.
Yes. It's basically that's what we do. We do the weight loss, we do beauty, and we do wellness.
Wow. This is a business that was started out of a challenge that you are facing as an entrepreneur.
As a person, yes.
As a person. Yes. Then it became an entrepreneur.
Yes.
How did you package that particular idea from the first time that you experienced the weight to where it is right now?
I think for me, it all came from the needs I saw externally. When I lost the weight, a lot of people were asking me, "Excuse me, how did you do this?" So I saw the need in the public, and I started from my friends. Like my current business partner was first a client, and I started really small, because I just started by one treatment area, and she did the treatments, and when she saw the progress, she said, "Look, we have to go into this properly, So for me, it started very small and has grown from there. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Family and friends, when they saw that their daughter, the wife, is now starting an entrepreneurial journey, what was their take?
My husband was very, very supportive. Very supportive. In fact, he was one of the people who invested in the business. My family have always been supportive of me, and they were all like, "Yeah, go on, do it," and they've seen it happening and have encouraged me to go on with it. So it's been a very encouraging journey so far.
Okay. Which year did the business start?
Quite a while back, 2011.
2011.
So it's been almost 5 years now, yeah? And the awareness was really low at that time, and getting people to actually understand the concept of electrotherapy has been a challenge. It continues being a challenge even now, but it has really grown in leaps and bounds since that time.
Take me through electrotherapy. It's probably a very big name for somebody who's watching the show right now.
Yes. It's actually a really simple concept. Electrotherapy has been used for years as a physiotherapy treatment for athletes or for people who are bedridden, to help you exercise your muscles when you're incapacitated, basically. So if you cannot move, but if you don't move for a really long time, your muscles atrophy, meaning they become lazy, they forget how to function. Just the way people say, if you don't read books for a really long time, after a while, yes. your body stops having the exercise of reading. Yes. Your mind is a muscle, your body has muscles. So the machine is able to stimulate those muscles the same way you would do if you're doing exercise. If you're lifting a weight, the way you lift that weight, the machine is able to do that for you. Yes. So for somebody who is not able to push themselves, this treatment is really good, because it can push you further than you'll be able to push yourself.
Capital,
it's very capital intensive, actually. Because of the machines, yes. And obviously, you have your overheads, but the machines the initial price is really high if you want to get good quality machines. So our initial capital for our first branch was much smaller. We only had 2 machines and 2 beds, and at that time they were not the right standard of machines. So when I got into it as a serious business is when I went and looked for the right standard of machines, and obviously they were much higher. So I had to spend about 3 million to start with. Yeah.
Where did you get this money? Your husband,
everybody asks me, like, how do I get capital? Yeah. So in Kenya, actually, as an entrepreneur, it's really hard to get like financing, especially if you don't have like even if you have a sound business plan.
Yes.
Banks are sometimes they shy away from new businesses.
In fact, they don't support business startups most of the time.
Startups, yes, very difficult. You have to be established. You have to, for them, they want like 6 months bank statement. You've just started. Where do you get that from? Yeah. So for me, I turned to angel investors. My husband was one of them, and there were 2 others. One is since deceased, but he was one of the very supportive people in my life at that time. So that was how I started the business, with the angel investors, and they saw that I had already started. When I went to them, I had already started as a business. So they saw the potential and they saw the growth that was there. So they invested actually not in the business but in the potential.
What can you advise somebody who has this particular very nice idea and they don't have capital and probably they want to convince an angel investor?
Yes.
What should they?
First of all, they need to know the facts about the business. No, ideas are always very good. You can have a really fun idea, and most of us, when you go and ask your friends, by the way, if I started selling shoes, would you buy from me? Guys are like, yeah, start, I'll buy. When you start, nobody, no, there's no acting.
Liz, you remind me, somebody told me that an idea when it's in the mind, perfect. You see the markets, you see the people, your clients, you see how you're going to expand.
Yeah.
But
Start it, and then you see who is actually buying. Your friends don't buy your products. Rarely. In fact, most of the time, your friends and family are not the ones who use your product. So you have to have your business plan in place. You have to know your market. You have to know who you're going to sell to, do your market research, and be able to say that if I move, like this branch it's in Karen right now, we have just opened it. So if you're in Karen, you have the market in the whole of Karen, Rongai, Mombasa Road. You have that market. You're able to sell to these people in Karen. You can't decide to open a slim therapy, maybe, I don't know, somewhere where the places where people are already really lean, like, let me not mention places, but if you go somewhere people are already lean, there's no need for the market, right?
Yeah.
So the market research has to be there. And then if you have a really good idea, which is what you asked me, and you're trying to get an angel investor, first show them your potential. Yeah, you don't just come with the idea, show your potential. And your potential doesn't have to be that you've sold anything. It has to be that you've done your market research and you've gone through some sort of training that has shown that if I start selling this here, the proof of sale, there's proof that people will actually buy it, and there's proof that I'll actually make some money from it. What's your pricing? Are you able to price your products to meet that market demand and for people to be attracted to buy from you? Is it overpriced? Is it underpriced? There's some things that sometimes you want to buy a TV, then you hear it's 12,000, you're like, what's wrong with that TV? You don't want to buy it. So you need to price appropriately for your market as well. So when you have all these things in a very good document and you're able to articulate them to the angel investor, he will see the potential or she will see the potential and she can invest in you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Back to the business. Slim therapy. What does it do now?
We have different branches in Kenya. So as a vision for me is that I want to be able to franchise and open in other parts of the country, because our demand is really high, and that's how we ended up even with this Karen franchise, because the demand for our products in Karen was really high. So for me, Slim Therapy's vision right now is to grow our weight loss platform across Kenya and hopefully into other regions within East Africa.
Wow.
So that's what we're gunning for, especially in the 5 years to come. Yes.
And your services?
Our services, we do the electrotherapy, weight loss. We do nutrition planning for you. We do weight management. There's some people who actually want to gain weight, so we don't just do weight loss, also weight gain. We do cellulite reduction, and then we do beauty treatments, including facials, massage. And in our Mombasa branch, we have the fish pedicure. Have you heard of the fish pedicure?
The one that comes tinkling to you. Yeah.
So that's in our Mombasa branch. So so far, all our branches are really getting good uptake, because we try and give the market what they ask for. And you can imagine, like in Mombasa, this really hit when it started, because it's a really hot place to even do jogging, walking, whatever. Yeah. So when people say, wow, I can actually come into a space, lie down, air conditioned, and then you help me to lose weight. Seriously, yes. So uptake at Mombasa was also very good, and I'm looking forward to the uptake here in Karen being as good as that.
Wow. So who is your ideal client?
My ideal client. A lot of men ask me, by the way, if is it good for men also? Yeah. So man or woman is okay. Yeah. Somebody who perhaps has a very busy lifestyle and is trying to find solutions towards their weight loss issues that work for them. Yeah. Because for us, it's almost something that you can take your money to the bank. But if you actually come for the sessions and you follow the nutrition plan that we give you, you will see the weight loss progress that we're telling you that you will see. So if you have a target, for example, a bride to be, after you've had your baby, maybe postnatally, if you're a man who wants to like get muscle definition on your abs, those are our ideal clients.
Now, since you started, Liz, have you faced any challenges, and how did you overcome these challenges?
Faced a lot of challenges. First of all, Kenyan market, people need to be really convinced. You need to explain to them how a product works, right? So getting our message to the market affordably was one of the challenges that we had. Because as you know, newspaper, TV advertising, it's not that simple for a startup, you know? It's quite pricey. So that was one of our major challenges, finding affordable marketing tools. And that's where social media really worked for us. Also, when you're looking at doing a startup in Kenya, it's not that easy or cheap to run a business in Kenya. There's so many taxes, levies, registration materials that you need to have that cost a lot of money. And for startups, I believe that by now it should be much easier to start up a business than it is in Kenya. It's overheads, obviously. When you have, it's not easy to get a good venue that has very reasonably priced. You have to look for, it's much higher price than you look for. So those are some of the challenges we've had. But overcoming them, like for example, for marketing, we turned a lot to social media. Social media has really worked well for us, and a lot of the things we do now, we do them online. Yes, so I'm sure even you guys in TV have realized that even your programming is more digital, so that you can go online faster, right? So that has really worked well for us. Yeah.
In all this, what lessons have you learned?
My biggest lesson, biggest is get a mentor. My mentor was the backbone of me being able to go seriously into franchising, go seriously into managing my own accounting and being able to project and my finances and being able to grow the business. So the mentor helped me see, this is where you are, that is where you want to be. What is the gap? How do you close that gap? So for me, that was my biggest lesson, get a mentor.
Wow.
Yes.
Last but not least, what advice can you give other business startups?
Business startups. A lot of people say just do it. But I don't know if that's very good advice. I don't know. I would tell a startup that if you have the vision, it's in your head. If you're able to explain it to somebody else and they can see that vision, then it's a good vision. But if it's when your vision is in your head and nobody else you can't articulate it, it means there's something you're missing. Yeah. So if you're able to articulate it and somebody else is able to see your vision, then you're in the right direction. Look at the gaps in the market and try and fill those gaps.
Future plans of Slim Therapy. Where do you see yourself in the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years?
5 years.
Yes.
In 3 to 5 years, I hope to have expanded to other parts of the country, especially in Kisumu. We have a lot of demand in Kisumu. I've just not been able to connect with people there and be able to find somebody who is actually interested in doing a franchise in Kisumu. But that's one of my main targets. And then my other target is Nakuru. And my third target is Tanzania, because a lot of people in Tanzania have been writing to me, Elizabeth, sukuje.
Plus size. Yeah. On a lighter note.
On a very lighter note. So it's one of my targets. That's one of the places I'm looking into moving into. But for now, in the short term, we are looking forward to launching this current branch, because it's it's not yet launched, but we are looking forward to a very huge launch of our current branch. We're looking forward to a launch of our new CBD branch, because we have just relocated from Westlands to almost CBD. It's around State House Road. So those are the two major events coming up for Slim Therapy.
Wow.
And in the long term, we're also looking into relaunching our Mombasa branch.
Oh.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Liz.
Thank you so much.
Perfect.
For coming.
I've really learnt a lot.
You're very
And in
welcome.
fact, even business startups outside there, how well do you articulate your vision? That is the key take that we get from the story of Slim Therapy. After the break, how they were started, then later on as startups experts. Don't go away.